Okay guys, today's game is going to be 1943, the Battle of Midway. I am currently on www.playretrogames.com. Just a free site you can go to and just check out games. I'm not affiliated with it. It's just another time that I typed in a game I remember called 1943. So this game actually came out in 1987, it looks like, and it actually is the sequel to 1942. I remember this game coming out in joystick version in the arcade, where you'd spend 25 cents and then 50 cents then $1 then $5 then maybe like $20 in quarters, where you go and change your dollar bill into quarters to play. Just a really fun game that you can play in the arcade. Later on it came into Nintendo, where you have the controller up, down, left, right. You have select, you have start, and you have A and B, and you would just press. So you would move the joystick in the arcade and you would press fire or press flip over to evade attackers. And basically you do the same thing in the Nintendo version. So, and there may be other versions that came out too. So this is a computer version. It's kind of like a remake. It might be the original. So, well, without further ado, why don't we just get started here? So, and let's get started. So, we'll go ahead and set the powers on here, and we'll set some offensive power, some defensive power. Yes, this is okay. Not really sure if that's the best setting, but that's what it is for today. So we will fight bravely, it says. That's what they want. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna do, this is our fire, and the other one is our flipping, I believe. Basically, you just want to move around. I remember we used a joystick, which would be a little bit different. Nintendo version, you would move around as well. Oh, look at that weapon. That's kind of cool. So that's what's the upgrades from. I was playing 1942 earlier, and 1942 just did simply not have this kind of firepower. It was just not like this. You know, this type of firepower is great. You know, instead of just shooting 2, you know, you're shooting 5. You can even shoot their shots, which I just did right there, which is absolutely amazing. I really need to get some power or something, because the 2-shotter is just not awesome. No. Actually got this guy. Amazing. No. They got me on that one. That is so fun. So that was game over on that part, but I think we'll just go ahead and see if we can continue here, which seems to be a lot of fun. You know, I hope you guys enjoy these type of free games that I do too. It's just older, nostalgic type games that I really enjoy, and they might not be the best graphics, but this is what we had when we were kids. You know, it was just really simple, you know, earlier graphics, and this is based on, I believe, what, World War I, right? So my granddad was also in this World War. He was on a Navy destroyer, and you know, when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, I don't know if you guys learned about that in history. You should, if you live in America or if you live in Japan, at least those two countries. Wild, you know. These guys who I'm fighting against are, they definitely do the suicide bombing type thing. They have no problem at all going and just attacking you and sacrificing themselves to get you, which is craziness, right? So, you know, I would never do that. I know most Americans would never do that. You know, you never be a suicide bomber. You know, the whole point is to survive. You know, not to not survive. Obviously, what's the point of being in a war if you don't survive, right? You know, it doesn't make sense to take out one enemy and then sacrifice yourself, because that's one for one. It's not very logical, right? So, anyway, got a little bit more powerful weapon here. I do enjoy this one. This one is better, and it does destroy your hits a lot of the time. It looks like, you know, how many times you can get hit and try to be invincible. You could try 1942 too. It's like a slower, a little bit worse graphics version of this. Basically, this one has different firepower, has better colors, more colors. The graphics are somewhat, you know, they're just okay, but you gotta remember these are games that, you know, were coming out in the 80s. You know, very few of them in the 90s. You know, a lot of the games that I play is similar to that, or used to play as a kid. You know, so try it out, give it a shot. Game is 1943. I think you might enjoy it. It's fun. If you like airplanes, you like shooting, things like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop for now. I want you guys, if you don't already, I want you to subscribe, like, comment. If you like this video, maybe share it with a friend, you know, or look up the game yourself online, play it, it's free, and maybe it'll take you back to when you were younger too, playing this game, or maybe you played in the arcade. So I hope you guys have an awesome night. We will see you for the next video. Later.